Good morning. Welcome to your program, Agenda, here on Cignal TV, Channel 8, 2 and 250 via One News. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for being subscribers of Cignal TV and, of course, followers of Agenda as well via Facebook and on YouTube. Maraming salamat po. Today is a double 8. It's 8/8/2023, August 8, 2023. And for those of you who are into numbers, I'm sure some people will be saying, naku, swerteng araw to. The only good fortune comes from the Lord and from hard work. Okay, so let's get on with the day. Today is a Tuesday. And there's a lot of hot news on the front page. But before that, I just want to thank all of you who are Cignal TV subscribers. Hindi po magbabago yung ating ritual in the morning. Our sincere expression of gratitude for those of you who are Cignal TV subscribers and who support the program Agenda. It is always good to have an attitude of gratitude. And let us now go to our daily starter, where we always try to motivate, inspire people, or remind people of certain things that they must keep in mind. And today's daily starter goes, wherever you go, go with all your heart. Whatever you do, do with all your might. Nothing great is ever achieved half-heartedly. Give your all or none at all. Let's keep it there for a minute, Gab. And reviewing it, wherever you go, go with all your heart. Huwag pong palingon-lingon. Don't keep looking back to the past or where you came from kasi malamang madapa ka. Whatever you do, do with all your might, because this myth of multitasking is just that, not a myth. Kasi unless you're just doing something mechanical, the most you can do are two things. But multitasking is a myth, and it results in mediocre accomplishments. Nothing great is ever achieved half-heartedly. Kung nagdadalawang isip ka, yung puso mo wala sa ginagawa mo, give it your all or none at all. Thank you very much, Gab Malyari, and we just want to emphasize that you need to do that. Give it your all. Okay, let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star, August 8, 2023. And the headline, government vows Philippines will never abandon Ayungin. NSA slams blockade of shoal. Under threat of being surrounded and blockaded by Chinese vessels, the government vowed that Ayungin Shoal will never be abandoned by Filipinos. National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya made the pronouncement yesterday in the wake of the latest move by the Chinese to stop a resupply mission to the outpost by firing a water cannon at a Philippine Coast Guard vessel escorting civilian boats that were delivering provisions to the BRP Sierra Madre. Okay, and for the record, we will never abandon Ayungin Shoal. We are committed to Ayungin Shoal, Malaya said at a press briefing held by the National Task Force on the West Philippine Sea at the Department of Foreign Affairs. Meanwhile, get warship out of Ayungin, according to China. The China Coast Guard has urged the Philippines to remove BRP Sierra Madre from Ayungin Shoal. The Philippines repeatedly promised to remove the stranded warship, but after 24 years, the Philippines not only failed to remove the warship, but also attempted to extensively repair and reinforce in order to permanently occupy Renai Reef or Ayungin Shoal, said an unnamed China Coast Guard spokesperson in a statement on Sunday. Aha, ayun po, malaman nga natin who made the promise and on what basis. Anyway, it will probably get worse before it gets better unless cooler heads intervene. And baka mamaya magalit si President BBM. He calls not just a friend but a lolo. Depende kung manalo si Joe Biden. Okay. Diesel prices up by 4 pesos per liter. Fuel subsidy ready. I am sure that our roads will have less vehicles in the coming days because effectively diesel prices have gone up by 10 pesos in the last 2 weeks. So or 3 weeks. So masakit na po ang presyo ng fuel. But the LTFRB and the DOTR are reportedly preparing the fuel subsidy and we will see. Kasi ang problema, jeepney driver lang ba ang gumagastos ng fuel? Mga boat operators, mga truck operators, logistics, etc., gumagamit din ng diesel prices. I suppose what we should be looking at is, what about the government medyo sharing the burden? Alisin nyo muna yung mga matinding tax na nilatag nyo sa diesel at sa gasoline. Okay, privacy body declares don't send emails to multiple receivers. The NPC or National Privacy Commission is reminding personal information controllers of the unintended data exposure brought by misusing the carbon copy functions in emails. We have observed the high number of human errors, especially the inadvertent use of the CC function as a cause of security incidents, which have risen in number since 2021. In effect, yung mahilig pong mag-CC, okay? Copy furnish, or carbon copy to so on and so forth. Baka bandang huli, pag nagkaroon ng data breach, ikaw ang masisi. Okay. Economy slows down further in second quarter. The Philippine economy likely slacken further for the second straight quarter amid external headwinds brought about by elevated inflation according to bank economists. Ayan po. So, what else is new? Matagal na nating alam yan. Anyway, further down the front page, we have this photo of students donating used books to the Marcelo del Pilar Elementary School in Diliman, Quezon City, ahead of Brigada Escuela for the opening of classes in public schools on August 29. So naku po, ayan na naman, pasukan na, and traffic is definitely going to hit us yet again. Okay, so Sarah on Intel Fund, pointing out that the education sector is intertwined with national security. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte yesterday defended the Department of Education's requested 150 million budget for confidential expenses in 2024. In a chance interview with reporters on the sidelines of the DepEd's Balik Escuela, Duterte said she is leaving it up to Congress to decide on the request. And I have already expressed my opinion on the matter. I have said na are we in a state of war? Are we under siege? Na pati DepEd kailangan ng Intel Fund. Yun lang po naman ang atin. Okay. Meanwhile, the sea has disappeared from Rojas Boulevard, BBM. Several problems have been found involving the reclamation project in Manila Bay. President Marcos said yesterday, as he lamented that the sea has disappeared from Rojas Boulevard. Marcos made the remark after a situation briefing in Malolo City, Bulacan, after local officials said ongoing air project in the province is being blamed for the severe flooding there. All are suspended. All reclamation projects are under review except for one, which was allowed to push through as it was reviewed already. The president said he did not identify the project. Okay, ayan po. This is another big problem that we need to address on Rojas Boulevard. The sea is gone. Well, Mr. President, pasensya na po. With all due respect, maybe you should check your history. Sino po ba ang nagpa-reclaim ng dagat dyan para sa Folk Arts Cultural Center, etc. Okay. 34 dead in Pakistan train derailment. A crane clears the rail tracks after a train derailed in Sarhari town, Shanghai district in Pakistan. So sorry for that unfortunate incident. Meanwhile, photos of senators led by Senate President Miguel Zubiri honored the Philippine women's football team through a resolution yesterday for its first ever FIFA World Cup over New Zealand last July. Okay. Kung gusto niyo suportahan, asikasuhin niyo ang sports sa Pilipinas. Hindi yan dinadaan sa t-shirt laang. Marcos eyes long-term solutions to Luzon flood. The construction of a water impounding facility in Pampanga, as well as the creation of Water Resources Management Agency, are among long-term measures being considered by President Marcos to address massive flooding in Luzon. Okay, tomorrow po, Wednesday, please read my column in the Philippine Star where I am addressing this issue about flooding. Kasi ang problema natin sa Pilipinas, according to Albert Einstein, we keep trying to solve the problem with the same mindset that we used to create them. And I added that we also use the same people or same system to solve the problems we created. Mali-mali na lang po ang gumagawa nun. Okay, that's about all the news we have. Let's now go for a break. We'll be right back here on Agenda.
There have been various efforts from the government and the private sector in cleaning our rivers. For one, President Bongbong Marcos recently launched an interagency council for the rehabilitation and urban development of Pasig River. Under EO 35, the new council should ensure the full rehabilitation of the Pasig River in order to provide transportation, economic opportunities, and tourism activities. Meanwhile, the San Miguel Corporation has already removed 1.3 million metric tons of waste in the Pasig River. They are aiming to finish the cleanup project this month. Aside from Pasig River, SMC also conducted cleanup projects in Tulyahan, San Juan, and Bulacan River systems. How can the government boost the cleanup projects? Let's discuss this on today's agenda.
Jimmy Lu is the Vice President and Project Manager of the San Miguel Corporation River Cleanup Program. He has been working with the SMC for over 36 years and has been assigned to the company's different divisions. Outside of his work at SMC, Lu is a chemical engineer by profession.
Okay, good morning, Jimmy. Welcome to the program agenda.
Good morning, Cito. Thanks for inviting us.
And thank you for making time because I have to be transparent. If there is one project that I have always admired, appreciated, and been praying to happen, it is the dredging of the Pasig River. Because sobrang babaw na talaga ng Pasig River, and it did not help that during Ondoy ba yun or something, yung bagyo na bumaha ng Marikina, so many cars floated into the Pasig River, etc. So, first of all, how did you get involved in this project? Kasi it's a huge project and it is the kind of project that, interestingly, takes many years to achieve.
Sito. Actually, since 2020, San Miguel has been doing this river cleanup programs, and it started with Tulyahan River in 2020 when we cleaned up the 11-kilometer long Tulyahan River. We already completed that last August of 2022, so for 2 years. And then in 2021, that was followed soon with Pasig River. And of course, this is in partnership with the main partner is DNR, as part of the Manila Bay Cleanup Program. As you know, Pasig River and Tulyahan River are the main river system flowing out of Manila Bay, within Metro Manila. So yun yung focus na Mr. Ang has supported for the Manila Bay Cleanup Program. Of course, this is also in partnership with the other government agencies like DPWH. They develop and also approve the dredging plans for these rivers to make sure na tama yung design na talagang makakatulong dun sa pag-improve ng flow of water sa Pasig River and Tulyahan River, So and then later in 2022 we also included San Juan River, because it's the main tributary of one of the main tributary of Pasig River, aside from Marikina River. Kaya lang Marikina River is already being dredged by DPWH and Marikina LGU. So at the same time, we also extended that Pasig River up to Laguna Lake. So the whole 27-kilometer stretch of Pasig River na hukay namin sa San Miguel. So all in all, we have already removed around 2.5 million metric tons of silt and waste, and around 42 kilometers na ng ilog, ganun kahaba na yung nahukay namin. Kung titingnan natin kung gaano karami yun, it's equivalent to, I would imagine, 1,000 Olympic-sized swimming pool. Ganun karami yung nadagdag na hydraulic capacity ng ilog. Yung Tulyahan nga, we practically doubled the capacity of the river dahil generally talagang mababaw yung Tulyahan River. It was used to be 1 to 3 meters deep. Ngayon, it is 3 to 5 meters deep. But more importantly, yung mga bara, yung mga bottleneck sa ilog na widen namin. Kaya maganda na yung labas ng tubig sa Tulyahan River, Pasig River, as well as San Juan River. So it's really a partnership with the government that Mr. Ang has pursued this corporate sustainability program.
So you've dug out the equivalent of 1,000 Olympic swimming pools.
Yes.
An Olympic swimming pool is, I think, 50 meters by 25 meters by 1.5 meters at most. So 1,000 Olympic swimming pools ang mapupuno ng basura. Now, you mentioned Tulyahan River. Not everybody knows Tulyahan River and the history ng Tulyahan. Alam, yan ba yung sa may Valenzuela, Bulacan ba yan? O saan ba yan, Jimmy?
Of course, it discharges into Manila Bay, so sa Nabotas, and then it passes to Malabon, the towns of Malabon, and then including Marulas, Valenzuela, and hanggang NLEX sa Caloocan. Hanggang doon lang kami nakahukay. But because we remove all the silt and waste doon, pati Quezon City, upstream, hanggang Lamesa Dam kasi yung Tulyahan River. Kaya lang yung ilog after NLEX, mabato na yon. In fact, even sa NLEX, nung hinuhukay namin yung river, talagang matitigas na yung bato. Wala nang masyadong mahuhukay. No? But those are the towns, the cities that are along the Tulyahan River.
Yeah, how did this project start? Kasi alam mo, may mga nagsasabi, negosyo yan, San Miguel yan, so it must be a business. And some people said, no, it was a corporate social responsibility project, or others say it was an unsolicited project. Saan ba nagsimula yan? Ano ba pinagsimulan yan?
What I understand is DNR invited several companies, no, to sponsor rivers to clean up, no? And kami sa San Miguel, we volunteered Tulyahan River because yung aming San Miguel Brewery is along Tulyahan River. So malapit sa puso namin yung Tulyahan River dahil yung isa sa mga malaking planta namin, the beer brewery is there, no? And we have experienced many floodings in the past whenever there is severe typhoon, no? So there have been efforts by the brewery to clean up the river in their territory, pero not enough, no? Not enough. So talagang kaya when Mr. Ang was invited to volunteer, no, on the cleanup of the Tulyahan, doon nag-umpisa yon. And then sinundan na, no, since maganda yung resulta sa Tulyahan River progress, Mr. Ang also volunteered to clean up Pasig River as well, no?
Okay,
walang agenda Cito doon sa paghuhukay ng Tulyahan River, no?
Yeah, because most people don't understand that or don't know that na yung dredging na ginawa ng San Miguel, libre yan. In other words, this was during the time of Gina Lopez, right? Yung nag-imbita ang DNR ng mga sponsors to clean up?
It's more na si Secretary Simato na. No?
Secretary Simato, sorry. Okay. So during Secretary Simato's term, naghanap sila ng mga ninong ng mga tutulong to clean up the rivers, and San Miguel took on cleaning of Tulyahan. Now, what was involved? Because I know yung sinasabi mong river cleanup, for the longest time, it was what even the MMDA regularly did, removing garbage, yung mga floating garbage, basura, mga plastic, doon sa mga storm catch or sa mga drains. But apparently that was never enough. What convinced San Miguel and Mr. Ang, we need to dig deep? Yeah.
Well, actually, as I mentioned, we have experience, no, in the flooding in Tulyahan. And Mr. Ang is sharing the story na siya mismo, no, he gave the direction before, long time ago, dahukayin yung harap ng Tulyahan River sa Polo Brewery, no? And so alam naming mababaw yung ilog, and the only way really to solve the problem, hukayin natin yung ilog ng malalim Dahil nga when the survey was done, ang lalim lang yan, mga 1 to 2 meters deep doon sa upstream. No? Yung bunganga ng Tulyahan River sa Bangkulasi, sa Nabotas, talagang napakababaw, kaya hindi lumalabas yung tubig, kaya umaapaw yung Tulyahan River. So all we did was to, laliman yung ilog, tanggalin yung mga lupa there, because some areas like in Potrero, where the soil has eroded and practically closed the river, Cito, no? So yung ilog is 40 meters deep. Dahil nag-erode na yung lupa, pumunta na sa ilog, naging 20 meters na lang yung ilog, no? May 1 meter na lang nga yung tubig, 20 meters, kaya hindi makalabas ngayon yung tubig. So because of what we've done, maganda na yung flow of water, and we're pleased to learn that even after 1 year, nagtanong uli kami ron sa mga residents lately, itong Typhoon Egay, hindi sila naapektuhan. Even our brewery, tinanong namin yung colleagues namin doon, nakakapasok naman daw sila, hindi sila binabaha doon sa entrance ng planta. Used to be, pag malakas ang ulan, baha na ron sa MacArthur Highway in front of the brewery. Ngayon, hindi inaabot ng baha yung entrance gate, so nakakapasok sila.
Correct. Kasi nasulat ko yan sa column ko yesterday. I wrote it in my column for the Philippine Star yesterday that as far back as 1970, during Typhoon Yuling, yung buong MacArthur Highway na yan, nawala yan. It disappeared. It was submerged in flood waters. So that area has always been susceptible to flooding. But yung Tulyahan River, that is part of life, ika nga. Hindi na kailangang i-memorize yan. Kasama na yan sa buhay noon na bumaba. So you're saying ngayon, hindi na binabaha sa Tulyahan River?
Yes. Of course, this is credit also to what government doing, dahil they installed sheet piles, embankment, para tumaas sa gilid. No? And
pang-kontra sa erosion.
Yes, and also para pag tumaas yung ilog, they can hold the water, no? To a certain degree. Kami nilaliman pa namin. So those combination, really help a lot. And of course, the local government has their own pumping station kasi mababa yung lugar doon sa Nabotas, Malabon, and therefore hindi basta-basta makakalabas agad sa ilog. So they have pumping station para mailabas nila yung tubig from the roads and streets, kay tulungan yung mga drainage. At ang mabuti, since hindi umaapaw yung Tulyahan, natatanggap ng river yung pinapump na tubig coming from inside the city. No? So that's why the combination help a lot. No? So we don't want to take all the credit on that. The government is also, and the LGU is doing their part as well.
Yeah, well, undoubtedly they are, but I think the emphasis is that private corporations can make a big difference. And here we have proof na it improves the quality of life. So you were saying earlier that there are residents along the Tulyahan River. In fact, in one of the video posted on Facebook, which is the reason hinanting kita, nakita ko yung pinost ng barangay captain na kaginhawa na po ng buhay dito. So ayun, so I said kindly find Jimmy Lou, we need him to talk about this. Now, how long is the Tulyahan River, Jimmy?
It's also 25 kilometers. Pero tukay namin is 11 kilometers, no? So that's up to the NLEX area. Kasi hanggang Lamesa Dam yan, no? Doon sa Pasig River, hinukay namin lahat. Mula Manila Bay hanggang Laguna Lake, the whole 27-kilometer stretch, hinukay namin yon. Although ang difference, yung Tulyahan River, Cito, mababaw all the way. Mababaw lahat. No? And therefore, despite that 11 kilometers, ang nahukay namin 1.1 million tons. Sa Pasig River,
1.1 million tons.
Yung of the 2.5, 1.1 is in Tulyahan. Sa Pasig River is 27 kilometers. Is generally malalim. Kaya lang may mga portion na mabababaw yun na ngayon ang nagre-restrict ng flow. Like sa Manila Bay, ang Manila Bay is only 1 to 2 meters deep. But generally, 5 meters ang lalim ng Pasig River. Kaya nasasakal yung labas ng tubig pagpunta mo ng Manila Bay, no? Ganun din sa may Tacan and San Juan River Junction, na mga 2 to 3 meters deep. So, nag-i-slow down yung flow. Lalo na sa junction ng Marikina River, kasi ang Marikina River ends up in Pasig River. Doon, ganun, mga 1 to 3 meters deep lang din ang mount ng Marikina River to Pasig River. So by removing yung selected areas na yon, laliman mo yon, pantay-pantay na ngayon yung area cross-section ng ilog, makakalabas na ng mabuti yung tubig, no, papuntang Manila Bay, no? So
Yeah, but
that's
the
why.
problem is after digging the entire stretch of Pasig River, pagdating
Mhm.
naman sa Manila Bay, mababaw ang Manila Bay.
Inukay namin yon, Sito, out of, as I said, yung Tulyan is 1.1. Ang Pasig River is also more than 1.1, despite that the river is longer and wider, kasi ang Tulyahan is between 35 to 120 meters. Ang Pasig River is mga 120 to 150 meters wide all the way. Malapad siya, no?
Okay.
But despite that, 1.1 plus din million tons yung nahukay namin sa Pasig River despite na malaki yung ilog. Kasi nga, generally malalim siya, marami lang siyang bara. And of the 1.1, 400,000 tons or more than almost 40% ng nahukay namin sa Pasig River is in Manila Bay. Doon talaga kami nag-concentrate dito para nang sa ganon, yung tubig makalabas. Nag-freeze.
We just have a slight delay. Okay, there you go. Go ahead. Continue, Jimmy.
Yeah. So I said 40% or 400,000 tons na nahukay namin is in Manila Bay area, no? Doon sa may Baseco area in front, no? And yun na because of that, makakalabas na lahat ng tubig, no? Not only in Marikina River, San Juan River, even yung dumadaan sa Napindan Channel, no? Galing ng Laguna Lake. Kaya maraming cities and towns will benefit, no, from the dredging of Pasig River.
Okay, now we'll go for a quick break, Jimmy, and when we return, I'll try to ask Gab to show the video that I watched on Facebook to talk to at least highlight this project, and let's talk about the cost. What is the cost? How long does 1 kilometer of dredging take, etc., and what are the future plans? We'll be right back here on Agenda.
Amid the heavy rains and flooding caused by typhoons Egay and Falcon, the provinces of Bulacan and Pampanga were placed under a state of calamity. Typhoon Egay reportedly affected some 228,000 families in Bulacan, while over 144,000 families in Pampanga suffered the impact of the storms. The overflow of water in Pampanga River has even caused heavy traffic over in NLEX, something that the Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation is trying to resolve. With these in mind, President Bongbong Marcos floated a proposal to impound excess water towards a portion of the Candaba Swamp as a long-term solution to flooding. Some senators, meanwhile, filed resolutions to investigate the government's failure in addressing the country's flood problems after the onslaught of Egay. Let's discuss all these on today's agenda.
Okay, let's bring in the overall project manager of the San Miguel Corporation River Cleanup Program, Mr. Jimmy Lu. Jimmy, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, Jimmy, I wanted to find out before the break, per kilometer, because you said the Pasig River was like, what, 26 kilometers ba yung sabi mo? And then it's about 150 meters wide on the average. And then Tulyahan River was, how many did you do? 11 kilometers? Okay,
Yeah.
now, what was the cost per kilometer?
Yeah. Actually, Cito, this is done in-house. So we did not hire any contractor, no? So Mr. Ang asked us to buy all the equipment we need. And the difference is malalaki yung equipment na binili namin. These are 45 to 50 tonner excavators, no? And Mr. Ang also, no, along the way, as we doing the dredging, improve the design of the barge kung saan namin ipapatong yung backhoe para maka-dredge kami ng malalim. So we have our own people and we supply the fuel, no, from Petron and also the maintenance. So Mr. Ang allotted around 3 billion pesos, San Miguel allotted 3 billion pesos for all the project, no? So a big chunk of it is really equipment kasi mamahal yung mga equipment natin, and then we have the operating expense. We spend around, in a month, we spend around mga almost 4 million pesos on fuel and same amount for manpower for each of the river, no? So talagang ginastusan yan. But we never, we have not done that as a KPI per kilometer. Good to note, we'll look at it also per kilometer in case we do contracting.
Yeah, because a lot of people think, ay, tumatabo ka lang naman ng lupa o you are just scooping dirt from the river, but without realizing that it is... honestly, today is the first time I learned that the Pasig River is 26, 27 kilometers long and 150 meters wide. Kasi we always just keep passing by across the river, but we never pay attention. Now,
yes.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Kaya there are portions like in Manila Bay, we have to bring what we have dredged to the sea, mga 18 kilometers away. Ganung kalayo, and therefore really it consumes a lot of fuel, and then it goes back, no? Kasi we have to get approval from DNR kung saan namin ililipat yung mga nahukay namin, no? To make sure that it is safe. Good thing is that yung sa Pasig River, yung sediment soil niya is of good quality, no? And therefore it can be used as landfill for agriculture, no? So maganda yung quality ng sediment soil ng Pasig River.
Okay, curious lang ako, Jimmy. May nahukay ba kayo mga cabinet, mga lumang kotse, etc.? Or baka may nahukay pa kayong tren?
Sa Tulyahan, maraming nahukay na mga gadgets and mga tela nang galing sa manufacturing, no? Mga denims. So nabaon na ron, no? Sa Pasig River, may kaming bomba, undetonated bomb, no? Pero wala namang appliance na nahukay sa Pasig River.
Okay, now you were talking earlier yung tungkol sa mga sediments, mga materials that were dredged. Did you have to sort or kung ano yung hinukay yun din ang tinapon sa designated area? Because on the videos makikita natin usually pag may video on flooding, it is all the floating plastic material.
Yes, yes. There are areas na talagang maraming basura, no? Like in Tulyahan River, in the mouth sa Manila Bay, doon talaga maraming basura. So we have to segregate the garbage, no, and send it to sanitary landfill, no, approved by DNR, no. So we segregate that. But generally, kapag konti lang yung basura doon sa lupa, mahirap namang pilian pa, no. So it's already part na nung nahuhukay at nilalagay na namin doon sa relocation sites, no, that is approved by DNR.
So what's the plan now? Because in the video, it was mentioned that the project, the dredging of the Pasig River and all the other projects you guys are doing for dredging will be completed by the end of August ba yun?
Yes, yes. So there is only less than a kilometer left at the moment that we are finishing along the Pindan Channel, no, dito sa Pasig City, close to Taguig City. And after that, we are done with Pasig River. And of course, we'll bring the equipment to Bulacan to help in the cleanup in Bulacan rivers.
Oh, so tutulong din kayo because you know two things that got my attention there. Napindan Channel. I remember during was it the Duterte or Pinoy time, there was supposed to be a project with a Belgian company to dredge the area after the Napindan Channel, pero hindi pinatuloy yung project na yon, kinancel yon nung sumunod na administration. So you guys did what wasn't approved?
Yeah. The Napindan Channel is part of the Pasig River, no. So of the 27 kilometers of Pasig River, mga around 9 kilometers of that is Napindan Channel. That is from the Marikina River Junction, where you have the MMA Napindan floodgate, hanggang sa Laguna Lake. So doon talagang ang bara naman doon yung yung mouth ng Laguna Lake, and then mismong Napindan floodgate, yung Napindan floodgate is halos pwede kang maglakad sa tubig during low tide, no, kasi talagang nabara na yung lupa doon sa floodgate. So we have declogged the floodgate. So kaya ngayon mabilis nang lumabas ang tubig from Laguna Lake towards through Pasig River going to Manila Bay. So that is one of the benefit. And in fact, CLLDAGM Santiago was the one who suggested na hukayin namin yun kasi mga fisher folks there nagrereklamo na mababaw nga yun. May ferry din doon na nababalaho lagi. So we removed that. So because apparently yung salt water pala helps also in Laguna Lake aquatic health ng Laguna Lake. Kinakala may salt water din umakyat sa kanila. So with the clearing of the Napindan floodgate, maganda na yung flow of water between Pasig River and Laguna Lake.
Okay, now if you heard me reading the news earlier, medyo mukhang napupolitika na naman ang San Miguel Airport regarding the flooding in Bulacan. And ladies and gentlemen, I use the word napopolitika because in case you are not aware, malapit na naman po ang eleksyon, malapit na naman ang local election at marami na namang politiko na magsasabi, mangi-intrigue, hoping na baka maambunan sila para lang tumahimik na yung kanilang daldal. I'm sorry, I call it for what it is. But Jimmy, you're a chemical engineer. You're the project manager for San Miguel. Let me get straight to the point. What do you know about this flooding? Because I've said two things in my column. One is that there was supposed to be a JICA project in the Bulacan, Pampanga area to create a flood control or a canal, a huge canal, to help drain the flood. Pero kinontra ng dating mga local government officials in the past, governor, mayor, etc. So hindi tinuloy ng JICA. Now ngayon, gano'n na naman ang sinasabi ng local government. Hindi, yung San Miguel Airport na yan ay yan ang dahilan ng pagbabaha. I've written the San Miguel Corporation response to the issue, but what do you really know? Kasi dati nang bahain yung lugar na yan, mahirap naman yung kayo yung sasalo ng suntok.
Yes, yeah. That's correct, Cito. Even before we started developing the New Manila International Airport site, no, perennial na yung flooding sa Bulacan, no, lalo na dun sa area where the site is located. It's in Bulacan and Obando. These are low-lying areas, and talagang susceptible sila sa high tide. And we can call it storm surge. Pag malakas ang ulan, tumataas yung tide, no? And part of the new airport is to have a flood management plan to address the flooding. Kasi hindi naman po pwedeng magka-airport doon tapos magkabaha, no? Then we don't want to happen. In fact, we are doing it to help the community as well, so they benefit in the development of the New Manila International Airport. But that's the same. Ganun din, we surveyed the rivers around the new airport site, and ganun din, mababaw din dito. So kaya...
Yung survey, binisita ninyo yung rivers at sinundot nyo you measure the depth of the river in numerous points along the length of the rivers.
Just like what we did in Tulyahan and Pasig River, before we do anything, we do a bathymetric survey or depth survey. No? We have all the instrument to measure it para maplano namin kung saan kami maghuhukay. Kasi mahirap naman na naghuhukay ng bulag. No? Like, we will just focus on areas kung saan siya barado. So yung New Manila International Airport site, napapalibutan niya ng dalawang malaking ilog, the Maykawayan River on the southern part, and the Maycapis Taliptip River on the northern part. Sito, yung Maycapis Taliptip River, yung bukana ng ilog sa Manila Bay is only 0.5 to 1 meter deep.
So,
no?
hanggang dibdib ko lang.
Yes, yung 0.5 siguro hanggang tuhod mo lang. No? So talagang hindi lalabas yung tubig. No?
Teka, river pa ba yun? Mas malalim pa yung pispan ko dito.
Correct. Yun nga, kaya nga what we are discovering, in fact, when inuna namin kasi yung Maykawayan, because in our survey, kasi inunang sinorvey yung Maykawayan, ang Maykawayan generally malalim. Pero yung mouth niya, no, is only 1 to 2 meters deep. Kaya yun ang una naming hinukay kasi mas maraming river tributaries ang Maykawayan upstream. So we thought that is the main problem. But when we surveyed the Maycapis Taliptip, it's the one that is really have a bigger problem because it's 0.5 to 1.5 meters deep for 3 kilometers. For 3 kilometers. So talagang hindi lalabas yung tubig. Kaya mabuti na lang we have started cleaning up the rivers. No? Noong October, we started Maykawayan River. Yung Maycapis Taliptip, we started in March this year, no? And now we have already removed 540,000 tons, no, of silt and waste, and that's around 4.4 kilometers already of the 13 kilometers of the river perimeter of the New Manila International Airport. So,
but are you in the path of yung daloy ng tubig, the flow of all the flood waters? Because you are located different from the towns.
Yes, mas malapit ang new airport site sa Malabon, no? Dito sa Metro Manila, no? And ang upstream rivers ng Maykawayan and Taliptip goes to Maykawayan, Marilao, Bukawe, no? Yung mga naiiwan na maraming baha is in Kalumpit, Hagonoy, and some parts of Malolos. that's in a different river network, Cito, no? That's very far from the New Manila Airport, no? That's between two big rivers, Pampanga River and Labangan Angat River. So
Ayun na nga,
dun,
yung Pampanga River, yung nga yung sinasabi nila na yun yung nagiging problema. That's why they needed the Pampanga River Delta project many years ago.
yes. Kasi yung dalawang river na yon is connected to Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, and also to the dams, no? Yung kaya pag medyo umapaw yung nagpakawala ng tubig doon, diretso siya palabas. Eh kung
So
barado pa
you have massive rains
eh,
and then the dams fill up, ulan ng ulan, and then tumaas ang yung high tide, nagkaroon ng storm surge. So doon
yes.
sa may Pampanga River Delta, doon naging ipon yung para ka nagbukas ng gate ng swimming pool.
At kung barado yung ilog, hindi agad siya makakalabas, no? Kasi sa our experience naman in Metro Manila, hindi naman as if nawala yung baha sito no? Nagkakabaha pa rin, no? But ang maganda ngayon, in an hour's time, bumababa na agad yung tubig. Hindi katulad dati na isang araw, as we interviewed the Valenzuela City Mayor, dati isang araw bago bumaba yung tubig. Ngayon, isang oras na lang or less than 2 hours, bumababa na yung tubig. No? Kasi hindi mo you cannot control nature, no? With the climate change. Hindi lang naman Pilipinas ang naapektuhan ng ganyang severe weather, no? Maraming lugar sa ibang bansa, even the progressive countries in Europe. Ngayon talagang pag sa lakas ng ulan, hindi makaya. And Pag-asa said this rainfall in July was also unprecedented in terms of
I wrote in my column that the San Miguel Group is working with a Dutch firm. I mean, for transparency, ladies and gentlemen, I've always said my wife is from the Netherlands, and I personally have traveled to the Netherlands several times, and I have watched their storm barriers, their dikes, their channels, etc. Sila talaga yung the best. Now, you guys are working with ano ba yun? Bocalis ba yun?
Boscalis is one of the largest, not the largest, that company that is doing these projects, no? And in terms of land development, and in fact, if I may share, yung lugar ng New Manila International Airport is actually a titled land, Cito, no? Hindi siya reclamation, no? Over time, no? Over time, dumubog na siya. Dahil sa both subsidence, dahil yung groundwater nababawasan, lumulubog. At the same time, yung sea level tumataas. Those combination has sunk the area. No? Some are now fish pond, pero meron pa rin siyang perimeter wall. So, kasi may fish pond So, meron pa rin siyang kung hindi makakapasok yun. So, in fact, when we were doing drone survey at the beginning, may simbahan pa ron dito sa New Manila International Airport site. So talagang it used to be inhabited yung area ng lugar na yon, and what we are just doing is redeveloping the area, no? Para maging lupa uli siya para magamit natin.
Which is what the Dutch Boskalis company or the Netherlands excel in. Sinabi ko nga sa column ko, time to call a friend, time to call the big brother na nakakaintindi ng flood control na yan. So, you're working with Boskalis. So, what's the game plan? Last minute na natin, Jimmy. What's the game plan? Paparada na ba yung mga equipment or pull out of when you finish the Pasig River, etc.? Where are you going to situate?
We will continue completing the river dredging dun around the airport, the 13 kilometers, and Mr. Rang has already directed to continue the river dredging upstream para pati yung communities upstream, no, makinabang dun sa paghuhukay namin, like what we did in Tulyahan and Pasig River, no. So that makita. Of course, the tides, it takes a while, no, to address. Pero yung at least pag malakas yung ulan, mababa agad yung tubig. So hopefully mabawasan yung baha. Naaral na rin namin na Sito yung ibang ilog ng Bulacan kasi si Governor Fernando requested us to
Mm.
stop it. And the same, mabababaw yung some of the main rivers there, no, like Pamawaran River, Hangona River. Yung Angat River, generally malalim, kaya lang may mga bara rin siya katulad ng Pasig River. Sa mga junction ng ilog, barado yung ilog, kaya hindi makalabas yung tubig. So Mr. Ang also said that aralin namin yon at ipursu din namin yung pag-dredge up noon. So yung mga equipment sa Pasig River, dadali namin sa Bulacan para makatulong ang San Miguel continuously, no,
Okay.
in this flooding problem in Bulacan.
Okay, well, Jimmy, we've run out of time. Jimmy Liu, thank you very much for your time and congratulations to San Miguel Corporation, Mr. Ramon Ang, because the good you do has been a blessing to many and wag nyo nang pansinin yung mga namumulitika dyan sa mga tagiliran nyo. Okay, God bless all of you and have a good day, Jimmy Liu. Okay, that's Mr. Jimmy Liu, Overall Project Manager, San Miguel Corporation River Cleanup Program. Let's now go to our closing blessing for the week. And here we go, Gab. From the third book of John, chapter 1, verse 2, Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul. Huwag po tayong titigil sa paggawa ng tama, and I pray that you would all have a blessed day today. The sun is out. Take care of yourselves and please include us in your prayers. God bless you. Keep it here on One News.